Hey, I'm here at E3 with Brendan Greene, the man who championed a Battle Royale mod across 3 different games. How did it all start?
So yeah, I started off making a mod basically back in Arma 2 because I wanted to make a game I wanted to play. I saw games like the Survivor games, which were events for streamers, and I wanted to play that myself. So I decided to see if I could actually make one, and Arma 2 Battle Royale was born.
What? I know you actually do enjoy esports, and you played a bit of CS too, is that right?
A little bit until I couldn't hit the guy that I saw in my scopes. Every time, got the scope in, and I was dead. So, like, I love CS as an esport, but I don't stand a chance.
So what place does a Battle Royale mod have in esports?
For me, it was making a mod or a game mode that me as an older player could compete in. Like the Twitch shooters, I can't do. I just don't have that reaction speed. You know, it's with our game, it's much more tactical. It's about the decisions you make over the course of a round, and it's less specific on your reactions rather than on your decisions. So
You talked about adding randomness to the game so that people will be forced to think tactically in different situations. Can you describe how you came about coming up with a map and why you have this plane that flies over that drops you in random spots on the map?
Okay, so again, it is all about randomness. It's all about judging you as a player in that moment. And the only way to do that is to give you a whole set of choices you can make. And the loot, while it's random, it does have limits. And the island, like, we made it to just be realistic, because it's giving the player the freedom to play the game however they want to play. And I believe that's what gives the game replayability. And you know, while we do have a lot of random systems, they all are within limits, and it's something we can control.
H1Z1 looked like it was going pretty good. What happened with you and H1Z1? Why did you move on?
Nothing really happened. It was more like they had their own idea for what they wanted the Battle Royale game mode to be, and it wasn't what I wanted, my vision for a Battle Royale. So, you know, I was like, listen, you go do your own thing. It's like, you know, it's their baby, so to speak, you know, and me having my fingers in doing stuff is not good for either them or me. So luckily I was approached by Bluehole and given the chance to create my own game mode or my own game, and now we have Battlegrounds. So
there's probably a lot of things, a lot of small things. What are a couple of things, or maybe one big thing that you wanted to change from H1Z1 that you did for PUBG?
Again, it was more about just the selection of weapons, the loot that we have, you know, that you have, you know, what, 17, 18 weapons now, or 19 now with the new Groza, you know, that it's all about that depth of loot, that you can play the game however you want. If you want to be a camper or a sniper or, you know, going hard and fast with a shotgun, you can do it. You know, it's about the choice we give the players. I think that's what makes it stand out differently.
Supporting campers, I'm not so sure.
Say again?
Supporting campers, I'm not so sure I can get behind this.
Hey, listen, it's how you win, right? I mean, it's like some people, you choose the intensity. You know, if you want to play hard and fast, you can do that, drop into Pochinki and go mad. But, you know, for me, it's about winning. It's not about how many people you can kill, anything like that. It's about winning the game. And if you choose to love a bush for the whole of the round, that's your choice.
So is there something that you love about the idea of it being one person versus a lot of people? That's something unique?
I just like that idea that it's, you know, people want to show that they're the best fighter, and Battle Royale or Battlegrounds gives them that platform to show them that no matter what the situation, no matter what weapon I have, I will beat you. You know, and that's what the key for me is that I can make better decisions than you do.
How did you come up with the name PLAYERUNKNOWN?
PLAYERUNKNOWN, it was in Arma, the default player name was Player1, and I just covered the 1 and changed to Unknown because I thought it was nice at the time. There was no other real thing.
It really it's cool to see that you have your game as PLAYERUNKNOWN'S Battleground. It feels like the final game. Is this the final game?
Well, no, this is my first game, really. You know, H1 I was consultant, Arma was a mod, you know. This is my first game, and it was mainly, we called it Battlegrounds because it just gets rid of copyright issues. If we call it just Battlegrounds, there's Hearthstone Battlegrounds, there's a few other Battlegrounds, so calling it PLAYERUNKNOWN'S Battlegrounds just gets out of the copyright issues. And it's all caps because I like the way it looks in all caps. You know, there's no other reason other than it looks better than in not all caps.
I actually do that with my name. I picked a name that I thought would look good in all caps.
Right. It's a design decision. It's nothing that we're not shouting the name. It just looks better in all caps.
I thought it was funny because PLAYERUNKNOWN just seems like this humble in the background name, and then you have, you know, this guy putting his name in the title of the game.
Yeah, there was a lot of risk there. I mean, it really, I didn't know if the game was a flop, yeah, that's it. Like, that's player unknown. I just can't make another game, you know. But thankfully, it's been a good success. So
You must have believed that it was going to work, that you stuck with it for so long. You weren't getting money until recently?
yeah, no, I mean, I always had faith that the game mode itself that I built in Arma, I had faith that if I got a chance to make a standalone game using this as a base, it would be successful. And yeah, having this success we had is vindication of that. But you know, it hasn't let us rest on our laurels. You know, sure, there's a few more smiles around the office, and we have a few banners saying that we've sold, 2 million and now 3 million. But it's more about we have a plan for the next 5 years. So we're not, just stopping. And we announced that we're coming on Xbox, and people are like, oh, PC version is dead, and it's like, no, we have a separate team working on Xbox, and the Xbox development tools are really good for the PC version because they allow you to optimize the game a whole lot more, right? And so it benefits both, but the internet, I love you guys, but fuck me.
So just wrapping up here, I want to talk about the esports part of it a little bit. What are some of the hurdles or things that you have to learn as a person to conquer esports or make your place in esports?
I mean, first of all, we need a competitive game. We need a game that isn't, hasn't got bugs. It's stable for most players. It's got good server tick rates, and that's our focus, is to make sure it performs well for everyone, and to everyone with a decent system, well, not a decent system, but a relatively good min-spec system. But and then get the server stable, and then just build up. So we have our custom games, which allow people to host their own sort of mini tournaments at the moment, and it's building that sort of amateur layer, and then sort of building up this kind of pyramid of esports. And we, until our game is stable, we're researching esports and looking into it and finding out what the teams want and what the different organizations want. But until the game is stable, we're not really diving headlong into esports. It's like people are already saying esports ready. It's like, no, we're until the game is stable, then we'll look at esports. It's.
I think a lot of people like you probably just really believe in the concept, so they just want to get on board with it. And I think it's really good that you have big streamers that love playing it. Is that something that you feel is just lucky that happened?
Yeah, I mean, I feel incredibly lucky for the support that content creators have shown us. I mean, I've seen it since Arma 3B, or that people like the game because it's different every time, and it's like playing a new round every time. There's no linearity to it, which is great, and I feel incredibly lucky that we haven't had to pay a streamer to play our game. That they play it organically, and they play it because they like playing the game mode, and we are incredibly lucky for that.
What's next? What's next on your list of things to do to make PUBG great?
Well, we have 3D replays in the works, so you'll be able to go in and watch your round in a replay system and film it with free cams and slow motion and all kinds of stuff to really let you create your own movie from your round. But we also have 2 new maps in work. We have a Peruvian map, sort of, that is like a desert city that's been, sandstorms have ruined it a bit, and really just a different, biome for you to play in. And we have a map based in the old Yugoslavia, so in the Adriatic Sea, an island with a cosmodrome in the center with snowfalls and stuff. So, they will take us probably the 6 months to really complete, because we're doing them both in tandem, so we want to release them around the same time. So, we just want to provide a great amount of content for going forward, modding, when we eventually add that in, but providing a great platform for game modes, custom games, and yeah.
Oh, that's all really interesting. Very ambitious. Thank you so much for talking to me. I appreciate it. Yeah, I hope you have a good time exploring E3. And for those of you at home, if you want more coverage just like this, you can find it right here on Yahoo Esports.